Hey guys, welcome back to the Team Talk for Comics YouTube channel. My name's Charlie Lockyer, and today I'm going to be doing a deck profile for the Bulu Vikavolt deck that I played in Toronto Regionals. I'm going to be going over the deck itself, my tournament experience, and how I feel the deck changes going towards Forbidden Light. So, first of all, we're going to start with the list. It's a pretty different Vikavolt list. It's not really like a quote-unquote Kika Bulu list. I never really liked that deck, so I played what myself and my friend Isaiah Chaville came up with a long time ago, and we've been running with the same thing for a little while, so we'll start out with the list. So, start out with 3 Bulu. I don't think 4 is necessary, and you should never run less than 3. It's just the main attack of the deck. And then we're running a 3-0-3 Vikavolt line. Right before the event, it was 3-1-3. We thought about 4-3, but we didn't really think it was necessary to have any more Vikavolt-like stuff because we were usually setting up our Vikavolts just fine. We also didn't think 3-2 was very good because we didn't want to prize Vikavolts a lot. I played in a cup the weekend before, and I prized all 3 Vikavolts, so I didn't really want to risk that again with only playing 2. Then we play 2 Tapu GX, and this card's amazing. I almost played 3. I've always played 3 before this, but we only really needed 2 in our testing to set up with like Bridget and like Skyla for candies and stuff, so you can make sure you're getting that T2 Vikavolt almost all the time. Then the fun thing is we play 2 Mew Fates Collide. This card is kind of amazing. You get a lot of wins out of decks like Buzzwole because you're doing a lot of damage. You're doing a lot of damage without needing your choice bands. You're killing their Buzzwoles almost 100% of the time. And you're also doing it with a 1-price attacker. So in other matchups like the Bulu Mirror or like not Zoroark decks, but like other like I play against a Duskmane in matchups like those. Mew just does a lot of work because it makes it so they have to trade 2 for 1 when you're still doing like 210, that range. Then I also played a Tapu. A lot of people don't play this card. There were a few reasons why I played it. One was because it's helpful in a lot of fringe matchups like Ho-Oh and Gardevoir, which I hit a couple times. Second of all, without having a Rangoor on the board, you can copy Electric Ball with a Muse. So if you have like a Lightning in hand instead of a Grass, you can copy Electric Ball to kill Buzzwole with Mew, as well as like using Electric Ball to kill things like Ho-Oh with weakness. And also you just have Flying Flip and Fruit Tree, which is always good against decks like Zoroark, who hit you with the red side of Parallel City all the time, which ends up screwing you over because you can't hit the 210 without a Field Blower combination of sorts. And then I also play 1 Rangoor, which is really solid in all of my games. I've loved it. You can draw with it. You can use Psychic. I use Psychic all the time. It's just probably I like it better than Octillery. It's simpler, and you don't need to like set it up like you do Octillery. You just get it out pretty easily. And so that's the Pokemon. And then for trainers, so start with the classic 4 Ultra Ball. That's pretty obvious, need it for consistency. And 4 Candy. I used to play 3, but I felt like 4 was right for this event, and because you just need the consistency of having 4. Now the interesting thing is we only played 3 Choice Band. I wanted the 4th, but we really did not think that there was any real space for it in the deck. And we debated over this for a long time, but we never really had many issues with having only 3 Choice Band. I only missed it once or twice, throughout the entire event, not having the 4 Choice Band. So 3 ended up being a pretty good decision in my opinion. Then we played 3 Field Blower. I didn't know how popular Garbodor would be, but I knew how popular Parallel City and Zoroark could be. So we went with 3 Field Blower to counter that mostly. But there was a lot of Gardevoir at the event. Or no, Garbodor, But I didn't actually play against any Garbodor decks. But I did play against multiple decks with Parallel City, and Zoroark decks with Parallel City, and Field Blower is really helpful against them. Then we also play 2 Heavy Ball. This gets out Bulu and Vikavolt, and it's really helpful for consistency, since now you can Skyla for Heavy Ball instead of Skyla for Ultra Ball, because if you're Skyling for Ultra Ball, you're going to have to discard cards in your hand that you might need for the Candy or the Energy Attachment or the Choice Band, so you're not really going to want to have to do that ever. And it's also just nice to have 6 search cards for Bulu and Vikavolt, which are usually some of the most important targets. Then I also play 2 Energy Recycler. You need Energy Recycler to recycle your energies, obviously. And With a deck like Bulu, you're discarding tons of energy, and I didn't really want to play something like Barak's Grit, which I played back in the format with VS Seeker, but with Energy Recycler, it's just an item, just toss all the energies back into your deck, and that's kind of it. It's really just a solid card to play. I also played one Floatstone, which is, in my opinion, one of the best inclusions in Bulu. Almost nobody played a Floatstone, but I think Floatstone was amazing throughout the event. People were like Guzmaing up my Vikavolt, like, okay, they're thinking that they're going to stall me out without me playing Guzma, having their attack on the active. Then I just go Skylift for Floatstone, power up Bulu, knock out their active, and they're just like, okay, I lose. So having Floatstone is always useful. I like it better than Switch because it's reusable, and I like it better than just not playing it in general, because who doesn't like having mobility when you have the space for it? And then that's the items. So for supporters, draw supporters, we had 3 Sycamore and 3 N, and that's it for draw supporters. But because, one, I don't think Cynthia is a good card in this deck. It just never helped me in testing. And 2, Sycamore's just good because you need to hit combos, so discarding and drawing more cards is almost always the correct play. And 2, N is just, I could not think of a world without running at least 3 N, because N is just being able to end your opponent down to the end of the game. Like, it just wins so many games. Just they're not drawing into anything. So a lot of people say, like, Boo is a deck that you just need to keep doing damage with, N's not good in. But, like, it's got to play like every other deck at the same time. I mean, you have you have like one of the highest damage outputs in Standard, so being able to play like any other deck with N as well is really useful. So I could not really think of running any less. Then you run 3 Skyla, which is really solid for setting up not only Vikavolt on like turn 2, which we got almost like 85% of games, but also for pulling off plays like Choice Band, Floatstone, Energy Recycler, all of the cards you might just need in a pinch. That Skyla is really useful to get. And then we also have 3 Guzma. A lot of lists run 2. I think 2 sucks. I need to be able to Guzma a lot. With a lot of these decks, like killing bench targets is almost always a good option if they're setting something up, because a lot of times people don't put their biggest like threat in the active, because 210 usually is going to kill it if they're not like really ready to take something out of it. So being able to always Guzma it is really useful. Then I also run 2 Bridget instead of like Lily or something. Bridget's really solid in this deck. I still think it's way better than the Lily engine, because I think search is better than draw in literally every single stage 2 deck. So I don't want to like play Lily for 8, rely on drawing on my Nest Balls or 4 Grubbins. I want to just go Bridget and search for one of my 3 Grubbins instead. And I also get Bulu. I also get like a Rangaroo or a second Grubbin in play, so that Buzzwole can't rush me down or anything. And I can also go for multiple Vikavolts at the same time with it. Bridget just is a more consistent engine, in my opinion, than Lily ever will be. And that's it for supporters. Bulu runs no stadiums, as always. Then we have the classic 7-5 energy line. Please never run any less than this in Bulu. Please never do. It's just not good. 7-4 does not work. You're going to run out of lightnings too much. Like 6-5 or anything else ridiculous does not work. 7-5 has been proven to be the best count for energies in Bulu in basically every single tournament. Just do not go below this. This is the correct energy count in the deck. And so that's the list. So now for the event experience. Kind of a weird event in my opinion. I got some weird pairings and such. Like in round 1, I got paired against Ho-Oh, which I was like, okay, this is gonna be fun. Not a hard matchup. I play Coco, just knock it out. Game 1, that's basically what I did, except I got out Vigavolt on turn 5, and my opponent, who was like a relatively newer player, made a crucial mistake with killing. I think he killed like a Vigavolt that he didn't need to when I had a 3 energy Bulu to win the game. But so I won that game somehow. Then game 2, I started with Grubbin, drew another Grubbin, passed. He killed that Grubbin. Then I rare candied a Vikavolt, passed. Then he killed the Vikavolt and I lost. And then game 3, I started Bulu, drew a card, passed. He goes draw Kiawe. I drew a card, passed, and lost. So 0-1 to start, kind of sucked. Against a good matchup too, against a relatively newer player who didn't exactly know every rule of how best 2 out of 3 and such worked. Kind of sucked, but I was like, day's not over. So round 2, I went in, played against Buzzwole. Deck started operating. I drew pretty well. I think I got turn 2 and turn 3 Vikavolt in my games. Kind of just destroyed him though. He didn't expect I was playing 2 Mew, and I kind of just ran the entire deck over. So 1-1 at that point. Then I got paired against one of my friends, a Canadian player, Jake Ritchie, and he was playing Bulu as well. His list was pretty different than mine though, or actually not that different. He was still running Bridget, but also running things like Lily and I think Switch. But that went to 3 games, as almost all Bulu mirrors do. I won the flip, so that helped a lot in that matchup. And that it also sucked because I got two drawing extra cards penalties for dumb mistakes. Like I think I drew 6 off of an end to 2 or something, and immediately caught myself. And then I think I thought it was my turn or something when it wasn't. I don't know what I was thinking, but it still was a close series, and he played it well, so that was good. So 2-1 at that point, not in a bad place. Then I got paired against Zorak Lycanroc, and this was a really close series. My opponent played it incredibly well, and we ended up going to time, and we did not want to tie, but we were even on prizes at the end, so we kind of had to. So 2-1-1. It was my last choice ban was prize, preventing me to get the win. So going in round 5 with a tie kind of sucked. With the tie there, kind of sucked. And I knew I had to win up until 6-1-2 to have a chance, so win the next 4. Then after that, I got paired against Zorak Golisopod, against a player from, I think, New York, who actually played the series really well. And I think they took it to 3 games, yeah, and which is not really common for that matchup. But they played it really well, and I ended up winning at the very end. Well, about 5 minutes before time was called because we were both playing incredibly fast, which I like about younger players. Me and him were both in our first 2 years of Masters, so that was pretty nice to see that we could play fast and finish the series. So 3-1-1, not in a bad place. Then I got paired against Cody Graham, who was playing Octillery Lucario Regirock, which was a deck I had tested with Alex Szymanski before Portland, and we thought was a reasonably strong deck, but eventually abandoned after Portland did not really give the best performance for him. So, but that deck is actually a strong deck. So game 1 he destroyed me. I had no clue what he was playing, all the crazy techs he might have had, and he was kind of just ran through me. Although I did come close at the end with a late game end. Game 2 he kind of dead drew, and I just ran him over with the fast setup. And game 3 got kind of close, but he got a pretty lucky draw of Octillery, and then into Guzma and Regirock, Strong Energy, Lucario, to win game 3 in a pretty exciting fashion at the end after his draw of ended 2. So sucked being 3-2-1. I knew my odds of day 2 were slim, but who knows? I still need points pretty badly, so I kept playing, of course. Then I got paired against a Duskmane Necrozma player. That matchup's always pretty even, but that deck has a lot of tricks up his sleeve, like Dialga. First of all, we played game 1. He set up slower than me. I don't think he played Rare Candy. He never showed me one all series. So he got turn 3 Magnezone while I had turn 2 Vikavolt. And I outsped and started getting KOs. And he made one crucial misplay where he killed me with the GX attack on Duskmane Necrozma instead of attaching the 4th energy to kill me with Meteor Tempest. And that allowed me to go for I went for a 6 energy Mew with a choice band. It was a 7 energy Lele. That's what it was. To knock that out, and he wasn't able to really respond after that. So I won that game, and then game 2 he made a different mistake where after he used Timeless GX for Dialga, he basically forgot it was his turn, and just drew. I was like, "Oh, it's your turn," and he just draws a card and uses the attack without playing any other cards, any new supporters, and it wasn't like his hand was dead or anything. He had a 10-card hand. So that was kind of surprising, and I could win that game too, which was nice. So 4-2-1 at that point. And then went into the second to last round, and I got paired against one of my a local Pokédad from my area in Maryland, who I'm really fond of the guy. I like the guy a lot. He's playing Buzzwole, and he's still he was there for his daughter, and he was still learning a little bit about the deck. So just kind of coaching him through how to play part of Buzzwole while simultaneously drawing incredibly well and just setting up Mew constantly and taking KOs. So kind of ran through him that series while drawing double turn 2 Vikavolt in both games and such. I think I got double turn 3 Vikavolt I got a second Vikavolt turn 3 in game 2 and kind of just ran him over from there, which happens in the Buzzwole matchups. And then, so 5-2-1, went to the last round. I got paired against a player from Montreal, and who was playing incredibly well. It was another Zoroark Lycanroc. This one had a Sudowoodo counter in it, though, which was pretty interesting. Game 1 was pretty uneventful. He wasn't drawing well, and I kind of just ran through his board. And game 2 was really interesting. This was the first game of my life where I pulled off the unspoken, or the unheard of triple Vikavolt. I kind of did it just for the memes, because I knew it wouldn't matter. I was kind of destroying him that game. Although I almost didn't destroy him, because he was basically winning. He was about to win. He was 20 damage short. So I set up the ridiculous Vikavolt combo, started playing through the game, and he got it off to an early start, or an early lead, and then I took a big KO with Bulu, and he couldn't respond with Sudowoodo because he had less prizes left than me, and he didn't know that, so he went for Mallow counter choice band, or not counter choice, but Mallow for counter, and I think a puzzle or some other card to go for Sudowoodo, and that didn't work out, and then I just killed the Sudowoodo the next turn. But in the end of the game, even with my triple Vikavolt, I ran out of Bulus, and what happened was I had to resort to attacking with a Lele when I didn't have enough energy in the deck, and I only had 2 energy on the Lele, and he made this ridiculous play of double puzzle for Sudowoodo counter, putting Sudowoodo counter, it was either in his deck or something. I might have super rotted it or something like that. And then he played Cynthia to draw his whole deck to draw what he thought was the combo with choice band, but he was 20 damage short. I mean, it sucked at the end of the day. It was still a really well played series. I would not have thought of that play in a million years. All credit goes to him. He played it really well. So 6-2-1 finished the day. I got 45th place. That's not bad in my opinion. It kind of sucked not to get day 2 with the deck I know so well, but so be it. At the end of the day, took those losses anyways. So going into Forbidden Light, I think Bulu is still a strong contender. A lot of people think it's dead because Buzzwole gets Beast Ring and just doesn't need Vikavolt in play. But I saw a comment on Facebook that basically summed up in my opinion. There's this ability called Strong Charge that might as well be called Bulu Ring. You kind of just have it in play all the time, and you don't have the restrictions on it. You can just set up Bulu however the heck you want. You also get Mew. You can play more Mew, and you can just kill Buzzwoles pretty easily. It's not at all a hard matchup still. So even if Buzzwole's quote unquote over centralizing at this point, it's still not a hard matchup to win. And Bulu's not going to leave the format anytime soon. It's not like it gains anything specific from Forbidden Light though either. You don't want to play any of the new trainers really, except for I've thought about I really didn't want to play any of the new trainers in the deck at all. It's kind of fine how it is at this point. I really don't see any real changes that need to be made to the deck, and I don't see it falling out of favor either. It's kind of just going to stay there as a hard-hitting combo that, when drawing well, wins games. And so I guess that sums it up. I will be in Virginia and possibly Madison and most likely NAIC in July. Feel free to stop by and ask me any questions you have. Come watch me play Trevenant in Virginia. It'll be fun. And thank you very much for watching. Gotta give a big shout out to Team Top Cut Comics, of course, and Top Cut Comics. make sure that if you go to the website topcutcomics.com, which is our store, use the promo code TCCTEAM10. You can get 10% off your entire order and support us at the same time, which is great in my opinion. I mean, I use it all the time, and it helps us too, which is great. So if you want to keep supporting us and want to get great deals on cards, make sure to check out the website. They're getting everything in stock. They've had a lot of the Forbidden Light stuff for a while, so feel free to check it out. Thank you guys very much for watching, and subscribe, like the video. We'll see you next time with likely Alex's deck profile, his Buzzwole deck profile from Toronto.